what happened to Vietnam after the Vietnam War. After more than 30 years of war and 20 years of separation, North and South Vietnam were finally unified on the 2nd of July 1976 under the flag of the so-called Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Saigon was renamed to Ho Chi Minh City. What followed were purges. More than 1 million people, mainly people who worked for the South Vietnamese government, officials, army commanders, were imprisoned in so-called re-education camps. Also people who were suspected from capitalist or American sympathies were imprisoned. More than 1 million people tried to flee the country. 1 million people reached another land, but many of them who were on these simple boats on the ocean drowned on the sea. About hundreds and thousands of them. Looking at the economy, South Vietnam got the same economic policies as the North. Private property and free market economy were abolished. Productivity decreased and therefore poverty emerged. Also because of the damage of the war. But another war was about to begin, because in December 1978, Vietnamese troops attacked Cambodia and drive away Pol Pot and its Khmer Rouge. China reacts. In February 1979, they attack Vietnam, demanding that Vietnam withdraw its troops from Cambodia. Vietnam simply refused, and they do what they're good at. They fight the Chinese off with guerrilla tactics. Both sides have many casualties. China is afraid for a conflict with Russia, so after a month they withdrew their troops from Vietnam. Both parties claim victory. In the 80s, economic crisis hits again. Many people flee the country. But in 1986, Nguyen Van Linh applies a new policy, the so-called Doi Moi, where private property and free market economy is again allowed. In the 90s, relations between the United States and Vietnam are restored. And in the year of 2000, there's an economic agreement between the two countries, and President Clinton visits Vietnam. As of today, Vietnam restored pretty well from the war. It's one of the biggest coffee exporters from the world, and many tourists visit the country. However, human rights are still violated, although not as bad as they used to be.